The energy that you bring to your videos is greatly influenced by your positioning in front of the camera. So today we're talking about whether you should be sitting or standing when you make videos. Let's get right into it. If you're new here, my name is Liz and I help coaches and consultants add video to their business. Make sure that you subscribe so that you never miss any of my future content. Now you might think that it really doesn't make any difference whatsoever, whether you sit or whether you stand when you make your videos. And to some degree, I agree with you, because the whole thing is just to get your videos out without having to be held back by all of these smaller decisions. However, once you start making videos, you yourself will understand that there are certain camera angles that suit you better, that there are certain outfits that suit you better, and there are certain positions that you put yourself in that will absolutely affect your delivery on camera. Now, the decision to sit or stand is really an individual choice. Until you try both of these positions, you will never know which one makes you feel the most energetic and which one actually has the best look and feel when you watch back your own video. So without a doubt, you need to try out both and then see which suits you better. But in today's video, I'm going to just go over some of the general things that I notice and the things to keep in mind depending on which of these positions you pick. So let's jump right into it. First, let's talk about what happens when you stand and shoot your videos. Now, for me personally, I am a person who has spent a lot of time doing live stage work, emceeing programs, giving speeches, all that type of thing. So that means in my history and in my life, I have spent time walking on stages, which means I have noticed that if I try to shoot a video while I am standing, I have a tendency to start pacing or walking around. That is my natural inclination when I am standing up. So for this reason, standing and shooting a video is very tough for me, because not only do I have to remember what it is that I want to say on camera, but I also have to try to remember to keep my feet firmly planted. Otherwise, 100% of the time, I will notice myself stepping out of the frame and then I have to reshoot certain parts of it. So this is something to keep in mind. If you're the type of person who naturally has a tendency to move on your feet a little bit when you are standing and speaking to people, then you might notice that the same thing happens when you are trying to speak on camera. Of course, you can get over this. You just have to keep reminding yourself mentally to keep your feet firmly planted, but it's just something to keep in mind. Now, another thing just to note for yourself when you are creating videos from a standing position is whether your hands are visible. Now, of course, that's not a make or break feature. You can absolutely shoot videos just from the chest up that don't show your hands at all. But what I've noticed is that people get tired of watching those type of videos after a while. When you see just this much and up of a person, it kind of has that mugshot look to it. On the other hand, when you can see a person's hands, at least somewhere in the frame, it just allows you to connect with that person a little bit better. They will naturally be making their hand gestures, and then you can just buy into what they're saying a little bit better. It just humanizes the person. So just check this out, because your standing position might be such that you are so close to the camera that your hands are completely out of the frame. So just watch that back and see what you think about it. On the other hand, if you decide to sit and shoot your videos, there's another couple of things to think about. For one thing, at all costs, avoid a swivel chair. It seems like common sense, but the desk and the chair that you already have in your room where you are shooting videos might already be a swivel chair. So it might not occur to you that when you are sitting on it and shooting a video, it is just going to move on its wheels, and that will be highly distracting for the person watching it. Not only that, but when we sit and shoot a video, we might have a tendency to lean back and shoot it, which again gives a very oddball appearance for the person that's watching it. Instead, when you are sitting and shooting, do your best to actually sit almost on the edge of the chair, which means you're leaning forward a little bit. Not only does that keep you really alert because your brain is in tune to the fact that you're sitting on the edge of a surface, but it also gives you the appearance of being a little bit more engaged and enthusiastic, because sitting on the edge of your chair causes you to lean forward and really lean into your viewer. So that's something that your viewer will really feel from the other end as they are watching. Now, one thing to make note of is the way that your clothes look when you are sitting down. Two things often happen. Either your clothes start to bunch up around your shoulders, and that's because your top is basically just feeling that pressure of you sitting down. So really the goal there is just to sit on the edge of your shirt so that it's pulling it down a little bit in the back. And then similarly, if you are wearing any type of an outfit where there is a V cut, similar to what I'm wearing today, that might also have a tendency to drag down depending on how you've pulled it when you are in a seated position. So make sure you have a little mirror handy before you actually press record so that you can just check that your clothing of your upper body is looking the way that you want it to look. Now we're interrupting today's video so that I can remind you to subscribe. I think you should do that first. And if you want a free resource so that you can carve out a small home studio in a corner of your own space, make sure that you look for it in the description below and I will send it out to you right away. Now back to our video. Now in either one of these scenarios, you will notice that your energy is probably going to be different, which might just mean that you have a natural inclination towards one position or the other. Now, if you watch any of my previous YouTube videos, you will notice that I was actually sitting on a very high chair just here in front of this bookshelf. Many people used to think that I was actually standing, but because I have this problem of walking around and moving out of frame when I stand, I was actually sitting on that higher chair. It's almost like a stool. In fact, I swapped that out recently for this desk. So now I'm sitting on a lower desk chair just in front of my desk. And in fact, I like this position more. Why? Because I can lean on this desk if I want to. Somehow I just feel a little bit more comfortable here. It's easier for me to speak to the camera. I just feel more relaxed. And this all in turn means that I can actually shoot my video with just 1 or 2 takes, which is a real bonus. So this is why I encourage you to try out a couple of these different positions. You might assume that it's easier for you to sit, but once you try standing and shooting a video, you might think, wow, this is really easy. I really like the energy it brings for me. So try all of this out and then settle with the one that allows you to speak the most naturally to the camera, that fits in with your energy and allows you to pump out videos faster. So if you like this video, I hope that you will give it a like and share it off with one of your friends. Don't forget to subscribe because every single Tuesday, I bring you a new video teaching you how you can add video to your business. So until next time, take care.